Canberra's best breakfast with Stephen Cenatiempo on 2CC.
I came across an article that asked the question, are your smart home devices keeping tabs on you? Now, given that I have a number of these things in my house and they generally don't listen to me, I was fascinated to talk about this. Steve Stevens, the futurist and virtual reality expert, and joins us now. Steve, good morning.
Good morning.
So you say, yes, they are keeping tabs on me. I reckon they don't pay attention.
Well, I mean, we think they're not paying attention. Most of the time, that's what they have to do, unfortunately. Like if you go Alexa and Google and things like that, they've got to actually be listening all the time to be able to then do what you want them to do.
So when we say they're keeping tabs on us, though, what are we talking about something more nefarious than that?
Well, I would suggest that the companies are pretty good these days. They've been through the ringer a bit over the last few years about problems and what they've been doing. Amazon is actually quite good. Google apparently is quite good. Of course, there is many vendors and brands, but they've got to keep some data about us to do what we want them to do.
So where do we? I guess the real question here is, where is the risk? Not necessarily. I mean, I know that these companies could be collecting data on us. What kind of data that is of question. But I guess the security risk here is the real issue, isn't it?
Well, there's two aspects to security. There's the company itself, the device. Can it be hacked remotely? Like, do you remember probably in the last 20, 30 years, my baby cams being hacked, and things like that. So we don't really have that anymore. We've moved from an RF broadcast to an IP addressing thing. Now, most of them can't be hacked that easily remotely, but there is also breach of privacy, people misusing the information. But then there is one other bad aspect of them being misused, and that's by your fellow people. That could be your husband or whoever in a domestic violence situation.
Yeah. It
could be coercive control, people spying on them. Like even Bunnings sells pet feeders with cameras in them. I mean, yes, we like to look at our pets and when we're remote, like, go, oh, are you eating your food and things like that. But that means there's a camera and a microphone that most people are using to that, but they can be used for other things.
The other thing that concerns me, and I mean, I've got a number of the Amazon Alexa devices in my place, and I literally just use them to listen to the radio and ask it what the weather's going to be. I know there's a lot more function to that, but I saw in a TV show once where you can actually just tell your device to order something from Amazon, which for me, now I don't have that function set up on mine, but that scares me. I mean, the opportunities for somebody to basically fleece your bank account and buy a bunch of stuff on your dime is a real risk too.
Yeah, there is actually tens of thousands of skills in the Amazon ecosystem and also the Google. And in the US, where the banks are much more advanced, you can actually say, hey, Alexa, transfer $5,000 to this account and things like that. So you've got to set them up. You've got to give them the actual access and passwords. But yes, if you've got a lot of these things in your life, like your bank accounts and many other aspects, your account at Coles or something, if they did get compromised, could people do nefarious things with them? Yes. I mean, the latest smart home things like the Samsung fridges and a bunch of others have cameras inside the fridge that you can configure that when you run out of milk, it will actually just automatically can order you milk. That's what you can do in the US. We can't really do that here yet.
Yeah.
But we're getting to that. We will be there soon. But you'll be sitting there and your doorbell will go and you'll go outside and you'll be their little basket from your grocery supplier and you'll be like, oh, apparently I needed milk and bread.
There's a fine line between convenience and safety. Steve, great to talk to you this morning.
Thank you very much, Stephen.
Steve Stevens, futurist and virtual reality expert.